All right, let's talk about something that can literally make or break any big project, figuring out how it's really doing. We're going to dive into a super powerful system that lets you see the true health of your project, going way beyond just the surface level numbers to get to the real story.
So let me just start with a simple question. Put yourself in the project manager's seat for a second. You look at the books and you see you've spent $250,000. So, is that good news or bad news? The honest truth? It's impossible to know. And that right there, that uncertainty is exactly the problem we are going to solve today.
Every single project manager, doesn't matter if they're building an office tower or just launching a new website, they all live with two massive questions constantly hanging over their head. Are we on schedule and are we on budget? Getting those answers right, well, that is the job.
But to get a real answer, you can't just look at one piece of the puzzle at a time. It doesn't work. You need a system that pulls everything together. The scope, so what you're actually building, the cost, and the schedule. And that system is called Earned Value Management, or EVM. It's all about measuring your real performance against one single unified plan to see what's actually going on.
Okay, so let's put on our detective hats and start our investigation. And like any good detective, we're going to start with the most obvious clue, the actual money that's already gone out the door.
In the world of EVM, we call this the actual cost, or just AC. It's pretty much what it sounds like. It's the real, hard cash you've paid for the work that's been done so far. Think of it like looking at your bank statement. It's the first number you'd probably check, but as you're about to see, it is nowhere near the whole story.
And here's what that looks like on a graph. This red line is our cost, and you can see it's climbing over time. But a line all by itself is, well, it's pretty useless, isn't it? It's just a number floating in space. It doesn't tell us if we're crushing it or if we're in big trouble.
So that leads to the obvious next question, right? To give this number any meaning at all, what's the one thing we absolutely have to compare it against? Think about it for a sec. We have to compare it to the plan.
And that brings us to our second huge clue, planned value, or PV. Now, this isn't just your total project budget. No, it's way smarter than that. It's the budget spread out over time. It tells you exactly where you plan to be at any point in your project. It's basically your roadmap.
Okay, now things get really interesting. Let's put our first two clues on the same chart. The red line, our actual cost, is below the blue line, our plan value. And at first glance, hey, this looks fantastic. It looks like we've spent less money than we thought we would by now. Seems pretty clear-cut.
We're under budget. This is amazing news. Time to email the boss, tell everyone what a great job we're doing, and celebrate, right? Well, not so fast. This is the classic trap. This is where most project reporting completely falls apart, because they stop right here. But there is a massive piece of the puzzle still missing.
And this is the moment. This is where we introduce the missing link, the secret ingredient that takes all this confusing data and makes it crystal clear. This is what makes EVM so incredibly powerful.
I want you to meet Earned Value, or EV. Honestly, this is the genius of the whole system. EV doesn't care about how much time you've spent or how much money is gone. It asks a much, much smarter question. It asks, of all the work we've actually finished, what is it worth based on our original plan? This is what finally connects our spending to our actual progress.
And bam, look at this chart. This is the whole story. We add that green earned value line, and now we have all three variables. And suddenly, everything clicks into place. Planned value is where we thought we'd be. Actual cost is what we've spent. And that green line, earned value, is the stone-cold truth of what we've actually accomplished.
Okay, enough theory. Theory's great, but let's make this real. Let's get our hands dirty and use this on a simple case study to see exactly how you decode a project's true performance.
So here's the job. We're developing a mobile app. The scope is 8 big features. We've got 8 months to do it, and the budget is $800,000. So the plan is nice and simple, right? We're going to knock out one feature every month, and each feature is valued at $100,000. Easy enough.
Okay, fast forward. We're at the end of month 3. Time for a status check. According to our plan, we should have 3 features done by now. So our planned value is $300,000. Finance tells us we've spent $250,000. That's our actual cost. But when we actually look at what's been completed, we see only 2 features are totally finished. At $100,000 each, that gives us an earned value of only $200,000.
So now we have our 3 key pieces of evidence. We've got PV, AC, and EV.
With these, we can finally solve our two big mysteries. First up, the schedule. To figure out if we're ahead or behind, we calculate something called the schedule variance, or SV. And the formula is super simple. It's just earned value minus planned value.
So you run the numbers. $200,000 earned minus the $300,000 we had planned, and that gives us negative $100,000. Now, in the world of earned value, negative is always bad news. This number tells us, clear as day, that we are behind schedule by the value of one entire feature.
And you can literally see the problem on this chart. That gap between the blue line where we plan to be and the green line where we actually are, that is our schedule variance. We plan to have $300,000 worth of work done, but we've only earned $200,000. The data is undeniable. We are behind.
Okay, schedule mystery solved. Now for the really big one, the budget. Remember, we only spent $250,000, which was less than our plan of $300,000. So we're still looking good on the money front, right? Well, let's check the formula for cost variance, or CV, and that is earned value minus actual cost.
And the result is negative $50,000. This is the gut punch. This is the moment of truth. Even though we spent less than we planned to spend by this date, we are still over budget for the work we've actually accomplished. Think about it. We got $200,000 of value, but it cost us $250,000 to get it. We are burning through cash way too fast.
So, the investigation is complete. We've looked at all the clues. It's time to bring everything together and deliver the final data-driven verdict on the health of our mobile app project.
Let's just lay it all out here. Our schedule variance is negative $100K. The verdict? Behind schedule. Our cost variance is negative $50K. The verdict? Over budget. We can even turn these into efficiency scores. Our Schedule Performance Index, or SPI, shows we're progressing at only 67% of the rate we planned. And maybe more alarming, the Cost Performance Index, CPI, shows that for every single dollar we spend, we are only getting 80 cents of value back. The verdict is not good.
So let's go all the way back to that first question I asked you. Your project has spent $250,000. Is that good or bad? Well, with earned value management, the answer isn't a guess or a feeling anymore. It's an objective fact. It's bad. You are behind schedule and you are over budget. And the most important part is that now you don't just feel like something is wrong, you have the hard data to prove it, to understand exactly by how much, and to start figuring out what to do about it. And that is the real power of cracking the code.